Hello everyone and welcome back to the Liverpool Women's Podcast. This is episode 57 and finally things are back to normal. We're both here. We're both involved in the podcast. Hopefully it'll stay like this for a while now.
I think we both needed a holiday.
We did both need a holiday. We both had a nice break.
A lovely
break.
Yeah, I'm almost a bit sad to be back from holiday.
Holiday blues.
I've definitely got a case of holiday blues.
You're like still in the early stages.
I've been home
like
2 days.
I'm like a full week in now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay.
I feel like once I get back into like my routine and I've got things like settled, everything like I unpacked my suitcase in terms of I literally took the clothes out and put them on the floor.
Yeah.
I didn't unpack. I unpacked the suitcase, but I didn't like unpack the suitcase.
Put everything away.
Yeah, I haven't even made a pile of what needs to be washed and what's not. It's literally in a corner of my room.
Yeah.
Because I refuse to do it because I refuse to admit that holiday's over.
Yeah. Well, we've already got our holiday book for next year, so it's fine. We've got something to look forward to.
Well, we're not going together, just to clarify, but we just happen to be going to the same place.
At the same time.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's the way it works.
Family trips!
Woo! If you're wondering, they're repping some lovely t-shirts there. We have teamed up with Miss Kick and are offering you a chance to win.
A little giveaway.
A little
competition.
And a lovely t-shirt like this one. You can have a grey one, you can have a black one, whatever one you want. If you head over to our Twitter at RMTV Women's Pod, you'll see all the details there.
What do they need to do?
They need to follow Miss Kick, follow us on Twitter, retweet the tweet, and comment saying Miss Kick.
That's a lot to do.
It's a lot to do.
It's worth it.
But it's definitely
What
worth
are the sizes again? They start from is it 5 to 6, something like that?
I think so, yeah. So you can get them for little kids. So if you want them for a present for someone or you just want them for yourself, then
wear them for the new season. Actually, I see loads of people about all the footy games wearing them. So
yeah, definitely. So head over to our Twitter, have a little look at that, and never know, might get a free t-shirt out of it.
They're actually really comfy. I'm not even
really
lying,
comfy,
and I'm not even just saying that. I'm actually really like it.
Anyway, kick-off question. Do you want to take the reins?
Okay, I'm so glad we got other people to come up with the questions because I was getting very to the bare bones. I'm not gonna lie.
We got quite a lot on last week's podcast as well.
I didn't see.
So it was really hard to choose.
We've gone for this one because it's actually quite fun, and I actually found it really difficult.
Yeah.
It's from Harry Doyle 5, who comments on a lot of our...
His name's just Harry Doyle. It's 5 days ago.
Harry Doyle, hiya. You're right, hon. He comments on a lot of things. Thank you for that, Harry. Appreciate that. Always gives us feedback. Love that. The question is, I'm just going to say the question now. He posted it 5 days ago. No. Who would you pick for a combined 11 of both LFC men and women?
No, I don't know whether this was past and present or just present, but we're just going to go with
present.
Just it makes it
You
easier.
go first.
Okay, so I've gone Alisson in goal. I've then gone Robe at right back with Bradley Auckland and Van Dijk as my centre-back pairing and Andy Robertson at left-back. I've then gone Fabinho sitting with Christy Money and Wijnaldum as me attacking midfielders.
Okay.
And then I've gone Salah on the right, Firmino up front and Niamh Charles on the left.
Okay. We've gone quite different, actually.
Oh, have we?
Yeah. Yeah. I've gone Alisson in goal.
Mm-hmm.
Left back, I've gone Robe.
Okay.
She can play either side. Yeah. Partnership of Van Dijk and Bradley Auckland. That's one hell of a partnership, by the way.
That would be lovely.
And I put Trent in because love you. Sitting, I've also gone Fabinho, but I was actually thinking of Rodgers. I think Rodgers is a shout, but I've gone Fabinho because love you. I've gone in the middle, Genie and Lawley.
Okay. Now, I was going to put Mel Lawley in, but then she's only played for us a couple of times. It's her first season.
Put her in, I love her.
So I've gone stuck to me true gal, Christy Money.
And then now this is where it gets a bit hairy actually. I've gone I don't know.
Say what you've gone and then
okay. I've put Salah and Charles on the wing.
Yeah.
And Sweetman Kirk up top. But see, this is where it's a problem because I don't think I can leave Mane out the team.
I was so sad about taking Mane out.
Yeah. I'm going to say Mane comes on as first substitute when Charles comes off.
Yeah.
But yeah, Salah, Charles, wings. Well, front 2 wings-ish.
Whatever they
And
do.
then Sweetman Kirk up top. I'm a bit sad about leaving Bobby out, but then I feel like Sweetman goal.
Sweetman goal.
That's
Sweetman
what
goal.
it should be called.
Sweetman goal offers a lot of cakes.
Yeah. I think she offers quite a bit. And she
She
works so hard. I think they're actually really similar
Yeah.
in terms of like how they play, which is quite cool.
Sweetman Kirk was all over the back four.
Honestly, if you haven't seen her play, I 100% recommend you should, because genuinely one of the hardest working people on the pitch.
Yeah.
That's actually such a good comparison in terms of her and Bobby. Like, I actually think they're really similar in the way that they play. If you enjoy watching Firmino play, you get more football and international breaks on if you go see Sweetman Kirk. So
Oh, that's how excited she is about
honestly,
it.
it's a break in the set.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about our game at the weekend then. Opening weekend of the new season. Very exciting times.
Woo!
Unfortunately, it ended in defeat for Liverpool. Which
Shouldn't have, but it did.
It shouldn't have, but yeah, it did. A brilliant free kick from Farrell Williams.
You can't really fault it, can you?
If anyone watched my build-up show on Friday, then you'll know I said exactly that Farrell Williams is so dangerous from set pieces, and then she went and scored a free kick, and I was like, "Nice one, hon. Appreciate that." At least you made me make it look like I know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I don't know, but yeah. Reading are a good team, really, aren't they? It wasn't a surprise to see us they had quite a few chances.
Yeah, I don't disagree that. I feel like a lot of people have backed them to be able to keep up with the big three of Arsenal, Man City and Chelsea at the top. And fair enough, fair play. Yeah, I think they've signed well and they've retained well in terms of obviously what's her name? Harding getting captain, all that sort of stuff. So that's cool. Cool for her. Well done. I don't know, I just kind of felt like we had all the firepower going forward, but we just weren't taking the chances in terms of the amount of times, in the second half especially, Charles whipped the ball in and there was no one there. Like, they were just a yard or two, or they weren't in front of the player, they weren't in front of Reading, sorry, and the ball just went out for a throw-in for them at the back. And it's like, Sweetman Kirk's usually so good at getting onto the end of things in terms of if it's a header, if it's anything, but I think because she was the only player, she had 2 Reading players on her, the 2 centre-backs, and then you need that someone else coming in there, and that's where I think Christy Murray was maybe missed a little bit in terms of she's kind of the one that kind of stays around that area. Yeah. But then again, you've got Mel Lawley that could do that as well, so I think it's just a case of maybe fatigue setting in, and obviously if it being in the second half. Yeah. It's so much harder to bust a gut, especially in the first game of the season, to be able to get into the box. So, well, I think there's positives to take from the fact that we are getting crosses in and all that. Yeah. So, well, it was surprising to see Babajid come on for Sweetman Kirk, because obviously we're all like that threat of having them both Charles and Babajid. Maybe Sweetman Kirk would have got on the end of the cross but maybe, like you said there, with the 2 Reading defenders really sticking tight to Sweetman Kirk last season. Was it at home or was it away from? It was away from home when Sweetman Kirk got the volley. Yeah. Like, she was in a good bit of space in the box, and maybe that's one thing that they've looked at and gone, you need to keep her quiet. They really defended her very well. So like, fair play. Yeah, so that was probably something that they've focused on leading up to this game. Have gone, we need to keep her quiet because she can cause issues, because she's did it last season. Yeah. But yeah, I was surprised to not see Babajid start. I am and I'm not, because you've got like an experienced winger in Jess Clark there. You've got Niamh Charles, who I think deservedly had her spot there, and I think she'll continue to play there unless she gets fatigue, injury and things. I think she will continue to play there. Or it's a really good position to be in, but then it's also, if you play the wrong person for a specific sort of game, you're like, oh, you could have chosen someone else. Like, you've got a good variety and a good set of players that can all come on and play that role. But I sort of agree with you. I think Babajida brings a lot of pace. Not that Jess Clark doesn't, but Babajida's come off the back of scoring how many goals over pre-season? She's got 4. And consistently she's played well towards the back end of last season when Jess Clark potentially wasn't in the team. But then at the same time, it's Jess Clark. Like, it's such a tough situation. Maybe the whole thing of experience was for Jess Clark starting, and like obviously opening day you want to win it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, we're not the manager. We're It'll be interesting to see how, if she rotates a lot over the course of the season, because to me, Babaji is a player that wants to start, and I think she probably thinks in herself that she should be starting.
Yeah.
And
I think she's just
she's so eager to do it.
She's definition of super sub though as well, I think.
Yeah.
So like maybe that was in
maybe it should have come earlier. Yeah.
If Reading tired towards the end of the second half, that's when you bring someone in who's got lightning quick pace, and like you seen her get past so many players when she came on. It's just like that final thing of, you know, getting the ball in the back of the net just didn't quite click.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of positives to take. You know, the amount of opportunities that we were trying to create for ourselves was brilliant. So like hopefully it'll be interesting to see what type of tactics she goes for against Tottenham, whether being away from home, completely different team away from home. You know, 9 times out of 10, you do sometimes want to sit back and sort of break on the counter attack type of thing. And
I don't know whether they'll do that against this Spurs side. I think we're obviously going to do a build up to that and go in it a bit more. But I think Reading have been in the WSL for God knows how long,
seasons,
and they've got players that have 100+ caps in the league and things like that. So I think the way that they've set up against Reading, I wouldn't be surprised if you see a very different way to set up and a very different style of play when you're coming up against Spurs, who have only just been promoted, sort of thing. So I'm not sure. I'm really gutted that we didn't win because it's like, I mean, you know what? Could have been worse. Could have been now the same as what happened at Arsenal away. But we've had a home game. I read a stat, it's like the first home game in like 4 seasons, something like that, on the opening day. Something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
didn't know that.
One of them.
Also, it was nice when you looked at the team sheet. Our bench looks so much nicer.
Oh, it's incredible.
It's
full.
And you've still got Christy Money and Roberts to come back. And we had so many experienced players who've been at the club for a while now.
I was immensely impressed with Becky Jane.
Yeah, she was really
immensely impressed. And Robe as well. Robe looked like a new signing. She seems to have got a lot more pace from somewhere.
She's just not bothered about
she just flies.
Like she nearly broke her leg and then a Reading player's leg at the same time. And one, I think Tom had just got there. That was the first thing he saw, and I was like, "Welcome to the game." Yeah. Like she literally just doesn't care.
I think Robe is a perfect example as a way to promote women's football, because when some people think of it, they think, oh, they don't go in for tackles, oh, they're a bit like standoffish.
She goes.
But if you see that, I think it brings a whole new perspective, and it's what I think the sport needs.
Yeah, and then same with like Mel Lawley, Jade Bailey, Niamh Charles, like you said, they all got full 90 minutes, so like it just shows.
How do you think Jade Bailey did? There's not much said about her.
I thought she did well. She's similar to Robe in the terms of she's not afraid to go in for a challenge, and she was able to spread the play quite a bit as well. She was a good passer of the ball, which is something that we like. Laura Humes obviously had that role for us last season, so it's not for replacements obviously, because no two players are the same.
She does the job.
She does the job just as well as Humes did for us last season. So I was really impressed.
And obviously it's only the first game that we've actually seen them in terms of like a competitive environment. So hopefully,
really, it's the only game.
Building.
It is the only game that we've seen of all 3 new signings, because none of the games were broadcasted. And then obviously we didn't go to the one at Prenton Park. Don't even think you could you?
Yeah, it was a season ticket holders, but we were both away.
We weren't here anyway. Yeah. But so it was nice. It was nice to see. It was a good crowd as well. 1,000.
It looked very full.
1,345. I'm pretty sure that's
I think it was 1,400.
No, it didn't reach 400. I don't think.
Because it was put on Twitter that it was.
Who?
On the website. And it was in an article.
It didn't say that on the tannoy, did it? It said 1,345. I think it might be wrong.
Around there, anyway.
Could be wrong. But last season, the opening fixture was only 800 people. Yeah. So you've nearly doubled that.
Well, it's kind of been a trend over all of the games that sort of happened. But I'm hoping that it's not just the first game. I hope it obviously there's going to be some sort of drop off with men's fixtures being at the same time.
And then especially when it gets to winter as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's a good start, and if it maintains, that's like happy days. You could hear the atmosphere. Obviously, I could be there because I was still on holiday. I was watching it on the app, we'll talk about that in a minute or whatever. We'll talk about that. But I was watching it on that, and you could hear like the atmosphere. You could hear like people maybe not chanting as much as in previous games, but you could hear like the fans like interacting and things like that, which is cool.
So, but on the topic of attendance, then obviously we had Man City versus Man United at the Etihad on Saturday, and then you had...
What a game, by the way. What a game.
I didn't get to watch. I'd
What
seen like
a game.
15 minutes of like the first half, but then I
Really
didn't
good.
get to watch the rest of it.
Really competitive. It was great.
But they had a attendance of 31,000, over 31,000,
Crazy.
which is amazing. And they hold the record for attendance in both men's and women's game
That's
in
City
English
then.
domestic
Yeah.
football. Yeah, that's just City, which is amazing.
That's crazy.
Callum Weir got the winner there.
She was in my fantasy team. Buzzing.
She was in my fantasy team, and I put it on the bench, and I was like, "You idiot! You are stupid."
What a goal.
What? Yeah.
What a goal.
But like, I thought City were quite lucky to win.
Oh, yeah.
Man United.
Well, Man United had that chance in the first half where Ross...
save.
No, what? Yeah, that's what it was. Where Ross
yeah.
literally could have slotted it bottom right and it had been in.
Yeah. It was like...
What can you do? But
that just shows like how... Like, obviously Man United have only been around for one season.
they're going to be fine.
They're going to... Yeah.
They're going to be fine.
There's no chance of them finishing lower half of the table. Like, they are
I
gonna
think
be right up
with
there.
the way that they played and the way that they've recruited in the summer, like I said to you earlier, Jackie Groningen is potentially one of my favourite players in the league, and she's only played one game.
Yeah.
Like obviously at the World Cup as well.
She was amazing.
Amazing. So, and they've kind of pulled players from all over the league. So they've got Hayley Ladd from Birmingham. They've got Jane Ross from West Ham. Like they've got experienced players in the league alongside their players that have, like Zellum used to play for us several years ago now.
She's captain now, isn't she?
Yeah, she's captain.
Yeah, because Alex Greenwood's left.
Yeah, weird still.
Still weird.
Still weird that
she
she's
doesn't play, does she? She hasn't played competitively for Leon yet, has she?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But she played a lot in pre-season, but I just, I get the fact Leon, like, wow, Leon, but also, like, you've got the chance to, like, win the league for the first time with United.
I was saying in the summer, that was one of my main points. I was like, maybe she should have given it this season, captain Man United in their first, like, season of WSL.
But then you never know if that opportunity is going to come around again.
Exactly, so sometimes you just gotta...
But she could have done big things with United, and I was surprised. But then I think there was a lot of debate whether it would be Millie Turner that got captaincy or Zellum, but I think it was always really going to be Katie Zellum.
Who's vice captain then?
It could be Turner.
Is it Turner? Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
Could be, don't know. Who knows? And then obviously Chelsea-Tottenham was at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
They got an attendance of over 24,000, which is really good as well.
I didn't watch this game, but I saw the Bethany goal. Wow.
Absolute worldie.
But I was quite surprised. Like, Spurs must have played quite well, because I was expecting like a 4 or 5 goal walkover for Chelsea.
Did you see the other teams that played? It was they only won by 1 goal.
Honestly, I've said it. So this is going to be the most competitive WSL season yet. Like, really, it's going to be.
Well, other scores also beat West Ham 2-1. Did you see that free kick inside they got a foul?
I know, and Arsenal just like put all the players.
Every single one of them was just lined up against the line,
and then the
keeper was just like this, like
so
on the edge of the 6-yard box, and then she literally just ran as soon as the player it hit like her fingertips and then hit the bar. I was like, oh, I was just so like, happy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like
so
literally had every single player on the line. It was so funny. But then even that, like Arsenal last season's winners, like beat us
conceded against West Ham,
beat us 5-0 on the opening day last season. They only won 2-1. Like
I think West Ham are going to be one to look out for this season.
Really? Where did you put them in your league predictions?
6th.
Did you?
6th or 7th, yeah.
I think I put them like 9th or something.
I think I think there's going to be a shock this season.
Do you reckon someone else is going to come? Someone new is going to
like a Leicester
winning?
of like a few years ago, something like that.
Like Brighton are going to win the league.
I mean, maybe not Brighton.
Don't know.
I don't know. Like Bristol could win it.
Well, Brighton was 0-0.
Okay, maybe not then.
A bit boring, wasn't it? I watched.
Although that was good attendance as well. I think it was 3,000 something.
Yeah. And then Everton beat Birmingham 1-0. That was an own goal. Good win for Everton.
That is actually
really good.
Very
win.
good.
Yeah, Sarah was very happy.
Tell you what, I saw. I was just on Twitter the other day, and I think one of the Everton players retweeted it, and then one person that I followed had liked it or something like that, and it came up. And a Birmingham City fan who goes to the men's, he does like vlogs for the men's game. Okay. So he's got like a YouTube channel. I can't remember for the life of me what his name is. BCFC fan, something like that. But he like did a vlog, and he was like, I'm not gonna lie, I've never gone to the women's games before, but it's international break, so I've decided to do something different. And then he goes to the game, and then he like videos it all, broadcasts it all. Yeah. But like, how cool is that? Cool. Like, he's actively decided, okay, there's no Premier League football on, or Championship football, I think that's what Birmingham are in, I'm going to go and watch the women's game. And like, if so many more people kind of had that mentality, but the way that he's now put that out there, and then other people can maybe click onto the idea.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people who went to the women's game because there was no men's game on.
Well, Ross took his daughter, didn't he? And like he said to me before, and he was like, I've asked her, and she said, yeah, we'll go. And then he was like, I think she'll change her mind just because like little kids never know what they want to do during the meeting. But then like he was like, oh no, she was actually excited to go. Like she went and she like really enjoyed it. And he texted me afterwards and like she like really enjoyed herself. Like
that's what it's breeding them young though, isn't it? That's what you need to do.
Like they probably won't make it a consistent thing every weekend because obviously he does stuff for art, like is busy working and stuff like that.
But it's like when you can and you don't have a reason not to.
Yeah, like just try
it
it out.
Yeah,
there's no harm in trying something and stuff.
And when the weather's nice, okay, when it's cold, it's like hella cold.
It's like hella cold.
But yeah,
well, the app then.
Also, we should probably talk about the fact that they've announced this new weekend, women's football weekend thing.
What?
Did you hear about that, Tom? I'll get it up while you explain this. The app thing, because it came out on BBC this morning.
Well, we spoke about the app in the last two podcasts, obviously with like the launch of it and stuff like that. I watched the Bristol Brighton game on there because obviously the City game wasn't on there because it was live on BT, so it was only live commentary for that. But I watched Bristol versus Brighton.
Okay.
Like, fine, absolutely fine. Stream was fine, everything was okay. But like it's in the aftermath now of like you're into the next week. In terms of like the streaming of the matches, like that's completely fine. Nice way to watch it.
I had a bit of problems, but
really? Maybe that's just because you weren't in this country.
I've seen a few people comment.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, right,
we'll go into it after.
Okay, but I think everything else surrounding it could be better.
In terms of what?
In terms of like, what have I wrote on here? Interaction. So
like a comment section.
No. Maybe interaction isn't the right word, but like, there's no league table, there's no stats, there's no who's top goal scorer at the minute.
Maybe that's something they're gonna add.
When you go on, each team has the individual profiles. When you go on there, it doesn't tell you who plays for Liverpool right now.
What does it say?
It just has like it's just videos of like highlights from last season.
But I get what you mean. I think it'd be better if they had it. But I think it's called the FA Player, so maybe it really is just what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
Videos, streaming service.
And maybe they've upped the game on the website.
But they have changed the website so much and have made like the sections so much easier to get to. They're more informative.
Well, do they have a link to that on the player?
That's a question I don't know.
Yeah. So maybe
I get what you mean though. I think I even think on the stream having a comment section like they did on Facebook, and you can comment towards the different fans, and then there's that interaction there. Because when you watch football, well, some people don't like to talk about it during the game, but some people do, and then if they're sat at home watching it on their own, they've got that platform then there to speak to other fans that maybe they then make friends with and go to the game with, sort of things like that.
Yeah. No. Obviously, there's a few things that we've expected would be different with it, but then, we shouldn't really.
It was absolutely perfect for me though. Yeah. I was on holiday on the first game of the season, and I was like, at first, before this FA thing was even the player had even been announced, I was like, I'm gonna miss the first game of the season. Yeah. But it was perfect for me in the sense that I can now sit here and talk about the game because I was able to watch the game.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like go a year back. Arsenal away for us. We couldn't go and we couldn't
any
watch
away game last season. We couldn't watch it.
But there was a few that were on Facebook Live, wasn't there? I think we had Brighton when we played Brighton. Something was on like BT as well.
But for the sole purpose of just being able to watch it when you want to watch it, and if you're unable to get there, it was perfect. Glitched a few times, but I feel like that might have been to do with like Wi-Fi and stuff. But it's perfect for those who can't get there.
Yeah,
and those who can will make the effort to go.
Yeah,
so
it's a perfect app if it's just simply like here's an opportunity to watch the game.
It's free, no geo-lock on it, everything. So I think it suits the purpose of what people need it for. Yeah. It suited me in my situation and what I needed it for. So hopefully it suited more people.
It'll definitely work wonders for us.
I think it'll adapt more as well. Like as the weeks go on and as they get feedback, stuff like that. I think they'll like update it regularly.
If you are a fan of women's football and you haven't got the app, go and get it. if you want to get into it, go and get it. Just go and get it. It's free. It's easy to use. There's no reason why you shouldn't have it.
Right, I've got this thing up now.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is an article written by Emma Sanders. Big up, shout out. Women's Football Weekend. The FA announces an annual event during men's international break. I'll read a little bit.
Okay.
The Football Association says the event to take place on 16th, 17th November during the men's international break will become an annual attraction and seek to capitalise on growing popularity of the women's game. What else have we got? The first Women's Football Weekend will also see Liverpool host Everton in a Merseyside derby. Last season's Champions League semi-finalists Chelsea welcome Man United, and they're doing it not just for WSL 1, the championship as well. And the director, Kelly Simmons, said, "There has never been a better time to visit your local team, and we encourage all supporters to get involved on all levels of the pyramid."
So
it's a weekend that they've named Women's Football Weekend, which aims to get more people to go because it's international break.
Right,
If that makes sense.
Okay, I mean,
I think they're just capitalising on
they're just trying.
fixtures.
I think maybe it's probably been in the works for a while, but then obviously they've seen the impact it's made this weekend. It being
aims to
international.
take advantage of a number of exciting fixtures, including the ones I mentioned.
Oh well, obviously, yeah.
Merseyside derby, so
Chelsea, Man United.
I think it's just another way to help promote and get people to come, because they've seen that there's a hunger for it in terms of the amount of crowds that were at like Etihad and blah blah blah.
Well, fair play, because every little helps.
Yeah. I just didn't understand why they have to call it a weekend.
Yeah.
Just promote the games more.
Yeah.
That's what But I guess it might work. If it doesn't work,
We'll ask
trial
Emma
and
for
erroring.
more information.
Yeah, we'll know
Go
more.
and is it a full article? Is it?
Yeah, it's on the BBC.
It's on the BBC. Go and have a look. It's on Emma's Twitter as well.
I think we've retweeted it.
We've retweeted it. So go and have a little look. Read through it. What is next? NWSL.
See, this is where I zone out because I ain't got a Scooby.
I'm
gonna be a viewer for a second.
I only run through the scores because I don't actually know if we have actual viewers who watch it.
Okay, we'll use this as a test. If people
Because
reply saying, "I watched the NWSL and I'm interested,"
then I'll
carry
make
on.
it. Yeah. If not, then I'll just scrap it completely. So
Are you going now?
yeah.
Okay.
So game 1 was Utah vs Portland. I watched that one at 4 a.m. in the morning when I was very drunk.
Right.
And then I fell asleep about an hour in, because it was 4 o'clock in the morning. Utah won 1-0, which I was really disappointed about, because obviously Portland, my team.
Was this throwing remote at the TV kind of situation?
No, this was eyes closed.
Bye.
I reacted like the next morning when I seen
Okay,
the final
got
score. Still top of the table though, Portland, so that's alright. Reign FC beat Orlando Pride 3-1. That wasn't a surprising result.
Okay.
Chicago Red Stars beat Houston Dash 3-0. That wasn't a surprising result either. North Carolina Courage beat Sky Blue 2-1. That wasn't a surprising result either. And
Is that all the teams there are?
there's only 9.
Oh wow.
So then some of them don't play.
Oh, I hate
it's
the
like
fact
us
it's an odd
last
number.
season. Like our league last season, there was like, I think it was Everton who were the team last year who just like used to play so irregular.
They just didn't play.
Yeah, there was like, I think they went like 3 weeks out of game at one point, didn't they? So
Ridiculous.
that's what happens there.
You would have thought they'd change that though,
Yeah.
because it's so big.
Well, I'm very interested to see if LA get a women's team, because they don't have one, and they should have one. So therefore, if they
Where
do,
else doesn't have one that's quite big?
there's a lot of
Imagine
places.
like Las Vegas. What would their name be? Because it's like always like quite bizarre, like Chicago Red Stars, Orlando Pride. Maybe it's like Las Vegas money, Las Vegas dollars, or like Las Vegas lights. That's a good one.
No.
You hear it? Las Vegas, get on that. Oh, what Las Vegas showgirls. Is that good?
That was like perfect, like pan to the camera.
Yeah.
No, keep working on it.
Okay.
Keep working on it.
I'll
But yeah,
think.
if you had to pick a team to support, who would you pick? Because
You see, I would have probably usually gone Orlando Pride, but they're crap.
they're
so.
like my second team, because like I love Orlando.
I'm probably gonna go NC Courage.
No.
Okay, no, Utah Royals. I like.
Yeah,
them.
that's fine. I like.
'Cause I
them.
like Kelly O'Hara. I think she's funny.
Yeah, yeah. They're the only team in the league so far who've gone unbeaten in the last 5. So go Utah.
Don't mind Houston Dash, actually.
Yeah, Rachel Daly plays.
I know, that's why. Home girl from my,
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, that's it. If you like it, what are you pointing at?
I know. I've just turned the paper over.
We know. I made this agenda, Tom. I know what's on it. We've mentioned Tottenham. We're doing a build-up tomorrow.
Goes out on Friday.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Stay tuned for that.
If anyone watched last week's podcast where me and Ross went on a rant about 10 minutes about the fact that there's no fantasy league for women, that was our multi-million pound idea. Literally, as soon as I looked at my phone as we stopped filming, I seen someone post their team, and I was like, what? And there's actually a league. She plays WSL, I think it's called. We'll put a link.
She plays .au on Twitter.
Okay.
And the link's in their bio.
We'll put a link in our bio as well. We've got a league.
It's called RMTV Women's Podcast.
Yeah. The code.
Original, tell me about it.
We'll put the codes here.
Bing.
If I remember. Write that down, Tom. The code is 0NAR, all lowercase, 8D.
We had a bit of confusion whether it was a capital 0 or an O.
No, only you had that confusion. And then like
me and Ross had a conversation whether it was not or not, because I was logged out, so I asked him to do it. So it was like, is it an O? Is it an O?
She plays Twitter, like tweeted us as well, and then like,
just thought, what a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah. It doesn't say who actually owns each team, but she's probably a keeper, is top at the minute. So if that's you, let us know below.
Well in. Go ahead.
Well done.
You win
Good start for you.
Also, no one wins anything from this league.
No.
You win a sticker.
You get a sticker. We'll give you a sticker. Yeah. That's all we've got to offer you at the minute. I'm fourth.
A signed sticker now.
I'm fourth. Amy's sixth. You know,
I'm terrible at fantasy. I don't know why I do it.
I know the one we've got for the Premier League. I haven't even looked at.
No, neither.
I could be anywhere than that.
2 years ago, I was all over that, but now I'm like,
no. I've only done this one because, like, you know, it's cool. It's exciting. Woo.
My team's actually sick, but it's not getting me many points.
My team's sick, but I'm still feeling. I put Calan Wade on the bench.
She got me 16 points.
Exactly. I would have got 16 points. Therefore, I would have been second in the table right now.
Okay. Make sure to interact with us on that, because I think that's quite cool.
Yeah.
It's not all about the men's fantasy, it's about the women's too. Tom, have you got a women's fantasy? No, didn't think so.
Well, so you got a women's fantasy. Anyway, like we said at the start of the podcast, if you'd like to win, if you'd like to get a t-shirt,
t-shirt, nice, Miss Kick,
head over to our Twitter. It's in the link below.
Have I mentioned they're very comfy?
They're actually, like, we're not just saying this because like we're wearing one. They actually really are comfy. And
shout out to Miss Kick for sending us them.
Thank you so much.
And also for doing this competition with us.
Yeah. Well,
they've actually just got some new stuff as well.
They have. Go and have a look. The website's really cool.
The website's very cool. I think it's just launched, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Like a few days ago.
Yeah.
The new website.
Yeah, it's not long. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Remember to like the video, comment and subscribe. Keep your eyes peeled for the build-up show on Friday.
Post-match content will be out after the game on Sunday.
Yes, and we will see you next week with a new podcast. Ta-da.